We got top 10 hardest Elden Ring bosses ranked. And I think we got some Elden Ring players out here. Let's see what you guys think about that.
DLC for Elden Ring is on the horizon, and if prior FromSoft DLCs are any indication, you can bet that it will come packed with brand new, unforgettable boss battles that will surely test even the most experienced Elden Ring.
No, it doesn't look like it includes the DLC. Without the DLC, this is 9 months ago.
Forward to its release, we figured what better time than now to look back at the base game and revisit some of these boss battles by ranking them in terms of the top 10 most difficult Elden Ring bosses before the DLC. Before we begin, a quick note about these rankings. They were sourced from thousands of Elden Ring fans on IGN via a face-off that we ran last month. We compiled a list of the 25 most notoriously tough bosses in Elden Ring, and then had fans vote through a gauntlet of matchups that pit two of those bosses against each other, with fans choosing which one they believe is harder. The ones that won the most matchups are the ones that made this top 10. So let's go ahead and see what the IGN audience believes are the 10 hardest bosses in Elden Ring, starting with a 54.1% win rate in its matchups, the Fire Giant comes in at number 10. Just
the Fire
Giant, natural born of the void. It's not hard to see why he made the list. Fire Giant is one of the later bosses in the game and is mostly difficult due to the fact that if your vigor isn't up to snuff, he will basically one-shot you with almost every single attack in his arsenal. It's also a unique boss fight in that a lot of it takes place while riding Torrent, where you have to be very careful about picking your spots to get in and do some damage in order to avoid getting flattened by his tendency to roll over you.
Upon my name as Godfrey.
Oh wow, definitely.
The first Elden Lord.
Godfrey is one of my personal favorite boss battles of Elden Ring, and it finds itself in the number 9 spot with 54.2% of its matchups won. It's a two-phase boss fight, with each phase packing its own unique challenges. Godfrey is dangerous for his extremely wide sweeping attacks, but also his ground-shaking stomps, which often are best avoided by jumping instead of rolling. Once he takes enough damage, he'll regress to his true form of Hoarah, who has a nasty tendency to trick you into rolling early, only to grab you during the recovery of your dodge and powerbomb you into the ground. It is a tough and grueling fight, one that really demands that you learn the movesets of essentially two wildly different bosses, but at least you don't have to fight both of them at the same time. With a 54.3% win rate in their face-offs, the Godskin duo come in at number 8.
These duos are so dangerous, man.
And the Godskin Apostle aren't that bad.
Bro.
Together, though, they're a nightmare. They're a powerful Spirit Ash or summon that can hold the aggro of the one that you're not fighting. But it's very hard to keep that summon alive for the whole fight, and thus at some point you likely will have to contend with both of them at once. Fortunately, the arena is designed to your advantage, allowing you to put a pillar between you and one of the bosses to at least avoid getting hit by one of their...
That's a good idea. I never thought of it. I was just trying to survive rolling everywhere in my first playthrough. That's smart. The actual arena, I didn't. Yeah.
Hugely damaging black fireballs.
Hey, using the blows out thing right there, bro. Let's go. That's my favorite weapon right there in the game. I didn't really... Yeah, this fight was hard.
The penultimate boss fight of the game surprisingly comes in at the 7th spot. Radagon may feel like the actual final boss of the game due to his similarities to other final boss fights such as Gwyn and the Soul of Cinder, and he's about as tough as those fights as well. There are no real gimmicks or unusual mechanics to this boss battle. It is just a straight up fight. You either have to learn how to properly avoid and punish all of his attacks, or simply have a build that's strong enough to just
Yeah, the crazy ass delay attacks on this boss is crazy.
Coming in at number 6 is Star Scourge Radahn, with a 61.2% win rate. The fight against Radahn is quite unlike anything else in Elden Ring, and like the Fire Giant, it's very much a stat check. If you come into this fight underleveled, you will find yourself getting one-shotted with just about everything that Radahn throws at you. Throughout the fight, you'll want to summon as much help as you can. Radahn's attacks all pretty much sweep a wide area, so you can never get careless even if his attention isn't on you. but it's
Yeah.
still preferable to have his aggro on someone else. Perhaps the hardest part of the Radahn fight is when he's low on.
I remember I had to summon everything. I summoned everything in my first playthrough. I summoned everything in the world to be able to beat this dude, man. He was throwing shit at me while I was just riding my horse, summoning. Mimic deer, let's go at him. Oh my god, he was tough.
Life, and will summon these giant rocks to hurl at you. These rocks will almost certainly take you out, and they're very hard to avoid, so it becomes a game of either killing him before he's able to kill you, or being able to maneuver around the environment so that the rocks hit the ground. Barely beating out Radahn with a 61.3% win rate is Mohg, the Lord of Blood, an optional boss battle hidden in the Mohgwyn Palace, and apparently the site where you'll be accessing the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. The really difficult part of the Mohg fight is, of course, his curse. After he puts 3 rings on you, he will start chanting and cause massive bleed damage to you 3 times in a row in quick succession. And worst of all, it will heal him as well. The rest of the fight isn't a pushover either, with Mohg having big attacks that cover a lot of range and hit very hard. He's an optional boss fight for a reason, for sure. One of the final regions in the game, Crumbling Faro Mazula, is no place for the faint of heart, due in no small part to 2 extremely powerful bosses. With a 63.2% win rate, the optional boss, Dragon Lord Plasudasax, is a force to be reckoned with. Maybe you've gotten used to killing a few dragons by now, but you likely aren't ready for the 2-headed Lord of all dragons.
This one was good.
Trying to distract him with a spirit summon.
It was tough, bro.
To shoot behind him. And if you thought that his
see some of these fights, man, I'm wondering, man, how did I even won these fights, bro?
No warning before teleporting around.
Yeah, Melina gotta be number 1. Yo, and NPC character, man, how you doing, man? Shout out to my boy NPC, man. I see you streaming out there, NPC. Thank you for stopping by, brother.
Win rate. I think it's fair to say that Elden Beast is not a favorite boss of many in Elden Ring. And speaking personally, it's my least favorite. But it's hard to argue its place in the top 3.
I don't even think this boss was hard. I think this boss was annoying. I got to the end and I saw this. I was like, what kind with all the weird creature I saw in Elden Ring. When I saw this, I was like, what am I fighting, man? I gotta chase him all the way here. I gotta chase you all the way there. I gotta chase you here. Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
3. Its attacks hit like an absolute truck. There's the added stress of the fact that if you die, you have to beat Radagon again just to get another shot at the Elden Beast. And the frustration of the fact that it takes forever to just run and get within striking distance of this boss. It's a tough fight, though not for the same kind of reasons that landed a lot of the other bosses on this list. With a 67.9%.
Oh my god. This one is pound for pound. Oh my god,
Malekith, the Black Blade, winds up at number 2.
Malekith.
And this is a boss that's here for all the right reasons.
Malekith got everything to come. She got everything, bro. She got everything going on for her, bro. She got everything. Everything.
Malekith is an absolute monster with a moveset that has him
jump, lateral quickness. Amazing first steps, her swing attack, her fire, bro.
all over the arena, pressuring you with lengthy flurries and
look at
that,
that.
Attack, and fast projectiles that force you to stay on your guard even if you're far away. Fortunately, once again, the arena is in your favor. Pillars can be used to your advantage to block projectiles.
Bro, look how she's built, man.
To attack air while you wait for him on the other side of a pillar. He's a tricky boss to read, and any mistakes will be heavily punished, which is why he's a good fit for the number 2 spot. Second only to
Melania. How come now in video games the toughest boss is not even at the end of the game anymore, bro? The toughest boss is like in the middle of the game. It's not even at the end anymore. You already gonna beat the toughest boss before you get to the end.
Words.
Which is kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. Blade of Mikola.
I think I took a week off. not mentally, when it came to this game. When I faced her, for a week I didn't touch Elden Ring, and it was my first introduction to Souls games, right? After getting to this level right here, the way she whooped me, bro, I stopped playing the game for a week. I went back to work. My friend was like, bro, my friend who literally forced me to get Elden Ring, right? He got me on the game. So he's like, yo, like, what's going on with the fight? I'm like, bro, I don't think I can do it, bro. I don't think I can do it. I literally took a week off. I didn't touch my PlayStation 5. I look at my PlayStation 5 from afar away, bro. I didn't want to touch it anymore. I'm like, I'm done playing PlayStation. She literally snatched my soul out of my chest, bro. But I still got her after that. We still came back and whooped her ass.
And I have never known defeat.
Yeah, I heard that. Let's bring that back, man.
And I have never known defeat.
Malenia takes the #1 spot, winning 91.1% of all of her face-offs. Just her moveset alone makes this a difficult fight, but what really catapults it to the top of all Elden Ring boss fights is the fact that she heals a substantial amount of life every time she hits you. This generally means that it's not enough to just out-damage her. You also have to know how to flawlessly avoid her attacks as well.
Yeah, man, I saw one of the beautiful dodges I saw was Soul, man. Soul did a dodge against her, bro. It's like a AI took over Soul body and did that cross move right there, bro. He wasn't even looking at her, man. She came from behind. That man just shoot. Bro, you literally gotta learn her moves, man. I don't know how I beat her, but I did. I don't even know how I did it, but I did. Okay. Shit, man.
Is the fact that she heals a substantial amount of life every time she hits you. This generally means that it's not enough to just out-damage her. You also have to know how to flawlessly avoid her attacks as well. That, or just be really good at parrying, or have someone to summon who knows.
Parry? You see? He went to another option, have someone to summon. Have someone to summon. That's the only way, dog.
Knows how to do either.
Unless you have soul, man. Unless you have soul. If you summon soul, he gonna come through.
Those two things. And those are the 10 hardest Elden Ring bosses according to IGN fans. What do you think? Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments, and make sure to check out our other Elden Ring guide videos.
Hey, what do you guys think about this one, man? Please, you gotta let me know, man. What do you guys think? You guys Elden Ring masters out here in the chat, man. Let me know. Do you guys agree with this list, man? Hi.